This week, Kawasaki announced a new higher spec version of their super popular naked, the Z900. This SE model has a whole bunch of nice upgrades, so in this video, I'll tell you 5 things you need to know about it. First up, a quick recap on the base specs of the existing standard version. It's powered by a 948cc inline-4, which makes 123 horsepower up at 9,500 RPM. So it's pretty quick, and in terms of pure power, it outdoes most of its closest rivals like the Yamaha MT-09, Triumph Street Triple, or the KTM 890 Duke. But it's also one of the most affordable, starting at just £9,149. And that's partly because they haven't got carried away with the spec. Yes, it gets a TFT dash, phone connectivity, and a few riding modes, but otherwise it's modest but effective. The Nissin brakes, for example, they do the job, but they're not top spec bling. And the same could be said for the suspension. But when you look at the competition, they always seem to have a couple of options in their lineup. So the MT-09 can be upgraded to the SP if you want some more premium components. Same for the KTM 890 Duke R and the Street Triple RS. Up until now, you've just had the base Z900, but with this new SE version, you've got something roughly on a par with those fancier bikes. So gone are the Nissin brakes in favour of some radially mounted monoblock Brembo M4.32 calipers. Now they still clamp on 300mm discs, but with Brembo pads and steel braided hoses now as standard, Kawasaki claim that the net result for Z900 SE riders will be stronger stopping power, more precise control, and greater feel. Now the suspension also gets an upgrade. It's a similar 41mm upside down fork, but the settings have been revised and it now offers full adjustability, so compression, rebound and preload, as opposed to just the rebound and preload of the standard bike. On top of that, they're now finished in gold, which we all know adds 10 horsepower, and it lets everyone know that you're riding the more expensive one. Same goes for the shock, with the standard rebound and preload adjustable unit being swapped out for an Öhlins S46. A nice touch here is the remote preload adjuster, so that you don't need to get any tools out if you want to set the sag for carrying a passenger. Kawasaki say that along with the retuned front suspension settings, the adoption of the S46 from Öhlins takes handling and chassis response to the next level and will meet the performance needs of even the most demanding Z rider. On top of that, it also gets its own candy lime green paint job, which does look pretty similar to the standard bike, but if you look closely, you can see there are changes to the side panels and the belly pan. Plus, the new fork and shock do give it a bit of a different look. So those are some nice tweaks for this model, and it really does put it up there with the competition, but of course it also pushes the price up, now starting at £10,749. So that's an extra 1,600 quid, which does seem reasonable when you consider what it would cost you to upgrade the brakes, fork and shock yourself. But for reference, the MT-09 SP is £10,202, the 890 Duke R is £10,649, and the Street Triple RS is £10,700. So that makes the Kawasaki the most expensive of the bunch by £49. Is it worth it? Well, I'll let you decide in the comments below. Which one would you go for?